Previously, I made an in-depth review video of the Honor Magic V6. In general, it's a large folding phone with a business-oriented design and maximum battery life. So how are its performance and imaging capabilities? In this video, we'll discuss these two aspects. First, let's talk about performance. The Honor Magic V6 is still the only large folding phone currently equipped with a full-fledged Snapdragon 8 processor, and it truly is theoretically the most powerful among large folding screens. How does it perform in actual games? I tested for mainstream games, Honor of Kings, PUBG Mobile, Genshin Impact, and Light Rail. For a better gaming experience, we used the outer screen for all of them. The inner screen is too large, as it consumes more power. For example, in Genshin Impact, I tried both the outer and inner screens. The experience with the outer screen was much better. Let's start with Honor of Kings. The Honor Magic V6 can run the game at its highest setting, 1100 GHz, for 4 consecutive games, totaling about an hour, and the game remained stable throughout. Moreover, the temperature and power consumption were not high. For the V6, Honor of Kings was a piece of cake. Next, Peacekeeper Elite ran smoothly at 120 frames per second. After 10 minutes of running, driving, and shooting in the training camp, the average frame rate reached 118.86 frames per second, and the power consumption was 42,700 watts. The integrated temperature at the end of the game was 42.9 degrees Celsius. Then, I tested Genshin Impact. As I mentioned before, I found that the external screen experience was better when testing Genshin Impact. You can see from the frame rate graph that the power consumption is much higher when playing on the internal screen, the body heats up faster, and there is also a frame rate lock. However, the frame rate can be almost at full speed when using the external screen, and the power consumption and temperature are much lower. It seems that the internal screen of the large fold is indeed not suitable for playing open-world games like this. Finally, I tested Star Iron, the golden moment. Running the map for half an hour is already a lot of pressure for a candy bar phone, let alone a foldable screen. The average frame rate for half an hour was 57.56 frames per second, and the power consumption was 6.01 watts. The highest calculated temperature was 44.5 degrees Celsius, and the frame rate started to lock at around 55 frames per second after 10 minutes. However, for a large screen phone, this performance is quite impressive. In terms of overall gaming performance, the Honor MT V6 is quite competitive. Although it can't beat a traditional gaming phone, it's comparable to flagship imaging phones. Moreover, the large inner screen gives it an inherent advantage in games like Spare the Hand. If you want a large folding phone with a better gaming experience, the Honor Max Flying 6 is currently the only option. Regarding imaging, the Honor Magic V6 hardware is on par with other large folding phones from other manufacturers. I'll directly list the parameters of its triple lens camera with all focal lengths. The highlight is the periscope telephoto lens, the OV64B, whose resolution is undeniable. It also supports telephoto macro, with a minimum focusing distance of about 15 centimeters. Let's look at the video playback first. The Honor Magic V6 has a triple rear camera setup. Both support 4K 60 frames per second and 4K 60 HDR video recording, and both support switching between lenses during recording. The front camera supports up to 4K 30 frames per second video stabilization, and the image stabilization effect is also very good. I also recorded a few clips for you to check out. In terms of photography, the Honor Magic V6 algorithm is truly impressive. While its hardware isn't actually as good as the Honor Max 8 Pro Air, in actual shooting, I feel the final photos are significantly better than the Honor Air. Let's look at some sample photos I took with my Mac V6, you can rate its photo quality first. Next, let's talk specifically about its photography performance. First, I want to praise its triple camera white balance, which is consistent and retains a certain sense of light and shadow even in the default shooting mode. The algorithm is truly excellent, and its night scene performance is also particularly outstanding. Highlights are suppressed, and shadows are not blindly brightened. It retains a certain amount of detail, and even the telephoto night scene performance can produce a certain sense of layering. In short, this imaging hardware is average compared to other imaging experiments, but the algorithm still really delivers a lot. I think this is also one of the advantages of the V6. It has a bit of a portrait texture, and it can produce quite good results when paired with different film styles. Now let's talk about its shortcomings. Actually, there aren't many. I think there are only 2 points. First, the algorithm is a bit heavy on the telephoto lenses above 6x, and the sharpening is a bit obvious, although it does look clearer. Second, I still think Honor is lacking one. The customizable shooting modes aren't really a drawback of the V6. All Honor phones, including the Magic Pro series, have this feature. It would be fitting to add an Honor Magic layout to the lineup. Overall, the imaging performance exceeded expectations. While the hardware is indeed somewhat inferior to flagship imaging phones, Honor's algorithms for the V6 are truly excellent, resulting in image quality far superior to its own heir. So, to summarize the performance and imaging capabilities of the Honor Magic V6, in terms of performance, it lags behind gaming-focused candy bar phones, but it's comparable to flagship imaging phones. The imaging hardware is average, but the algorithms are very powerful. With a little composition, the final image quality is still excellent. If you're looking for a high-performance phone with good imaging capabilities, the Honor Magic V6 is definitely worth considering, especially its performance. It should have the highest folding frequency among large-screen phones. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support us. See you in the next video.